Hello everyone, I welcome you to Arcastro Science, and this video is all about the lunar eclipse which is going to take place on 5th of July 2020 and about the auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima. So this is the best time to take the blessings of your Guru and the elders, and let us talk about the first the Tithi of the Guru Purnima today first, then I can go towards the lunar eclipse. See, basically on 4th of July yesterday, according to, I am talking about the Indian Standard Time. Yesterday, according to Indian Standard Time, morning 11:33 am roughly, the Purnima's Tithi has started, but we will not take 4th of July as the Tithi of Purnima. We will take 5th of July because according to the Panchang, according to the ephemeris of India, we take all the Tithis, we take all the dates, all according to Vedic astrology with reference to the sunrise. So when the Tithi of Purnima started yesterday, that time sunrise has already occurred, so it has not got the sunrise. So on the early morning when the sunrise will take place on 5th of July, that time the Purnima Tithi will be going on. That is the reason Purnima Tithi will get the sunrise on 5th of July. So 5th of July will be considered as the Guru Purnima. And on 5th of July in the morning, when moon will be on the nakshatra Purvashadha in the sign of Sagittarius, the lunar eclipse is going to take place. The lunar eclipse will start roughly around 8:38 am according to Indian Standard Time, and that time the moon will be in the second pada of the Purvashadha nakshatra, and the lunar eclipse is almost 2 hours 45 minutes long. So it will end near about at 11:30 or 11:15, something like that am. So by that time when the lunar eclipse will end, the moon has already covered the second pada Purvashadha nakshatra and it has entered the third pada of the Purvashadha nakshatra. So this time from last 2-3 years it is happening that the Guru Purnima and the lunar eclipse is taking place at almost around the same time, on the same date. So but one of the beauty of this particular lunar eclipse is that as compared to the past two eclipses which occurred in the month of June, this lunar eclipse is not so as harsh, not so as tough, not so as rough as compared to the past two eclipses. Means one of the eclipses which occurred in the 5th of June and one of the eclipses which occurred, the solar eclipse which occurred in the 21st of June, and this particular lunar eclipse is much more easier and smoother because first of all this is a penumbral lunar eclipse, means what we call Upachaya Chandra Grahan, means it is not a complete neither it is a complete lunar eclipse nor it is a partial lunar eclipse. Basically it is a penumbral lunar eclipse, means from India and many parts of the world this lunar eclipse won't be visible. Few parts of Europe and America they can take the looks of this particular lunar eclipse, they can view it, but most of the parts of the world they won't be able to see the particular lunar eclipse. Specifically in India, when the lunar eclipse will be happening, that time it will be the daylight, so it will be quite difficult to understand the effects of the lunar eclipse in the sky. And if I talk about the nakshatra where the lunar eclipse is taking place, the nakshatra is Purvashadha. The planet which is associated with this particular nakshatra is Venus. Venus was retrograde, but now Venus is direct in the sign of Taurus. So this is a good sign. Secondly, moon is in Sagittarius, Ketu is in Sagittarius, but moon is far away from Ketu. Similarly, Sun and Rahu both are in Gemini, but still Sun has already passed Rahu. So the effects of Rahu and Ketu on Sun and Moon will be bit less. So I will say that normally the eclipses have some effects on the life of the human being generally, but this eclipse won't have such effects, so people can carry on their regular work. But at the same time, since it is the day of eclipse, since it is the day of Guru Purnima, so the people who are normally doing the fasting or taking up the religious and spiritual activities on the day of Purnima or on the day of eclipses, they must take it and they must carry on their work as they have planned before, because that will bring some definitely positive and benefit effects on them. Because whenever you do fasting on the day of the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipse, it brings some benefic aspects, some spiritual. Now these are all spiritual activities which we can understand throughout our connection with the spiritual realm. It gives us peace and satisfaction basically. And since it is the day of Purnima, so if we do Narayan Stuti, or if we chant the Vishnu Sahasranam, and basically if we read the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, the slokas from Bhagavad Gita, these will be very much beneficial, because by this way we can thank the Supreme God or the Supreme Guru, because Vishnu is also called as Jagat Guru. So since it is the day of Guru Purnima, we can take the blessings of our Guru, we can take the blessings of the elders, of our father, we can respect the wisdom and the teachings which we have got from the Guru and the Father. That can be a very good thing can be done on the day of 5th of July 2020. And since it won't be have some much more effect on the lives of the people as like the previous eclipses has done, so people may not feel such type of things which they feel normally in the days of the eclipses. But I will say one thing, that since the eclipse is taking place in the sign of Sagittarius, and I must make you remember that recently, few days back, Jupiter has entered Sagittarius in its retrograde motion. Jupiter is still in retrograde motion and it is in Sagittarius. That means Ketu, Moon and Jupiter. These three planets are in Sagittarius. Jupiter is the ruler of the sign Sagittarius, and Jupiter is not in a good dignity because it is in retrograde motion. Previously it was debilitated, but since it has entered the sign of Sagittarius, it has regained its power. But still, since the eclipse is taking place in the sign of Sagittarius and Jupiter is in retrograde motion, so the houses which are ruled in your horoscope by Jupiter, so you have to check on that particular things, because eclipses have their results. Similarly, in the sign of Gemini, Mercury is already retrograde and Mercury is in the sign of Gemini. So the houses which are ruled by the sign of by the Mercury, that is Gemini and Virgo, in your horoscope or in your horoscope chart, that will have some consequences, that will because of this lunar eclipse. So you have to check on this particular thing until unless they get direct, because on July 12th Mercury is going to get direct and Jupiter is going to remain retrograde quite some time, because it is going to get direct on 13th of September. No, 13th of September, it will take some time. July, August and then September will come. So there are some consequences regarding this too. Otherwise, if I talk about the day, it is a very good day, because when you talk about Guru Purnima, the most beautiful essence is that Uttarayan is going on. Uttarayan is normally the time when it is a good time basically. Sun is in Gemini. After this, Sun will enter the sign of Cancer. As soon as Sun enters the sign of Cancer, Dakshinayan will start. So this is the time right after the summer solstice, because on 21st of June when summer solstice took place, right after the summer solstice, the first bright fortnight, means the first full moon, is the Guru Purnima, and that is on 5th of July. So that day it is believed that the brightness of moon is very high because it gets the complete rays of the sun, because now due to the after the summer solstice the days are becoming bigger, the summer solstice, and now due to the Uttarayan, now Uttarayan is at the peak phase, because after a few days Sun will enter the sign of Cancer. So Uttarayan is at peak phase now. So sun is giving its complete rays to the moon. So this particular lunar eclipse and the Guru Purnima, because if you look at the moon, you will see the brightest moon. So it has got some astronomical and astrological effects both if you combine it. So that is the essence of Guru Purnima, and if we take it in a good manner, then the Guru is what? Guru is someone who can take us towards light, away from the darkness. Means Guru is someone by his wisdom, by his knowledge, because Guru shows us the path, and that path leads us to the light, to the awakening. Now that can be awakening in our life, that can be for our soul, for our mind, for our spiritual awakening. It can be anything. Anybody can our Guru, anybody. Even time is our Guru. Anybody can our Guru. Means it is our perspective that how we learn to respect each and every element of our universe. So this is the time, and that is the reason when we talk about the essence of Guru Purnima, when the Purva Asara Nakshatra is encountered, or when we talk about or think about the Purva Asara Nakshatra, since the planet Venus is associated with the Purva Asara Nakshatra, and Venus is all about beauty, love. So Purva Asara Nakshatra simply tells about that the beauty lies in the fact that we believe that there is something superior or powerful above us, that is God. We can take it as God, we can take it as Guru, because Sagittarius is originally the sign of 9th house of the natural zodiac, and it deals with God, Guru, blessings, fortunes which we get from God and Guru, the teachings of Guru, because that is also blessings which we get from Guru. That means if we follow a particular path and the spiritual path, and we have a firm belief in God and the teachings of Guru, then no one can stop us to become victorious, because such energy can take us to make us invincible basically. That is the reason this nakshatra is the nakshatra of victory, or we can say that this nakshatra deals with victory over struggles. Invincible nakshatra, what we call aparajit nakshatra. So if we take out all the negative effects of the, if you want to take out the negative effects of the lunar eclipse and the negative effects of retrograde Mercury and retrograde Jupiter at particular time, then I will say that take the help of the Guru, take the help of God basically. If we I will say you one particular remedy for that, a basic thing. See, Mercury is associated with Lord Vishnu. So if you chant, or if we basically, if you can't chant, you can listen it also, Vishnu Sahasranam Stotram, then it will encounter all the malefic effects which is going on now. And by chanting or by listening to that Vishnu Sahasranam Stotram, means we are invoking the 9th house of the natural zodiac. That means we are strengthening the Jupiter also by the same time. So this can be one of the way. Another way is that when we talk about these scriptures like Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, or when we read or speak about the legends of Lord Vishnu or Lord Ram or Lord Krishna, that time also the supreme power of Lord Vishnu is getting awakened. So by that way also the malefic effects at present which is going on due to Mercury and Jupiter, that can be reduced, and you will see that the path which is a bit gloomy, the path will be completely lightened. You can see the path. So times comes, dark and light times comes, because last month, in the month of June, we have seen that many hard times have come. specifically on 5th of June, the lunar eclipse which has occurred in the sign of Scorpio, then the solar eclipse on 21st of June which occurred in the sign of Gemini, and now when the lunar eclipse is going to happen in the sign of Sagittarius. So you can see the energy is getting transferred from darkness to lightness, towards the light. Now if you follow all these things, you can definitely get the benefit results. So if you are thinking of doing fasting, if you are thinking of doing any religious and spiritual activities on the day of the lunar eclipse on 5th of July, it is always welcome, because I will say it is highly recommended, and if you do it, you will definitely get the result. You are bound to get the result. So with this I will end this video, and I will want that every one of us get the path of light by the blessings of our Guru, by the blessings of God, because Almighty, that Vishnu is the Jagat Guru. When we surrender ourselves completely, because that Almighty does not want anything from us, when we surrender ourselves towards that Almighty, we give that basic devotion. He takes away all the sins, He takes away all the pain from us. He simply gives us the blessings, the light, which is ultimately needed for the human being, for the basic life which we needed. So again I will say Happy Guru Purnima to all of you. Perform the religious and spiritual activities. So by the time when I will upload you will get the video in the YouTube. It will be early morning in India, near about I think 5 or 5:30 you will get this video IST, and around 8:38 or 8:40 AM Indian Standard Time the lunar eclipse will start. So start your spiritual activities, start your religious activities. If you want to do the fasting, it is always welcome on the day of the Purnima and on the day of the eclipse. It will definitely bring the benefit results for you. Follow the Vishnu Sahasranam, follow the Srimad Bhagavatam. If not, you can follow the slokas from Bhagavad Gita. Wonderful, great results, proven results I will say, means unchallengeably. So thanking you. I am signing off for today. So next time when I come back, I will be coming back with some new video. So I am signing off for today. Bye bye.